Second Annual Hatred Rumble of 2022 event by Colton Dennis. Both Ann Dennis and James Dennis appear. Hello everyone, I'm Ann Dennis, in charge of a DW Hatred Slam, said Ann. And I'm James Dennis, in charge of Blood Rumble, said James. Tonight is our second annual Hatred Rumble, where both shows will choose their wrestlers to compete in the two Rumbles tonight, said Ann. Where the winners will be able to choose which title they want to fight at the second annual Blood Slam. And also, we've changed it up this year for both Rumbles. 3 competitors will start the match, just to make it interesting, said James. Once one competitor is eliminated, another competitor will come out until there is one left standing, said Ann. I wish all the competitors from both shows luck. James looks at Ann. What do you think? Should we start now? Asked James. Sounds great to me, said Ann. Beldings. This match is scheduled for one fall. Is the Women's Rumble match, where 3 competitors will start. Once one competitor is eliminated, another competitor will come to the ring until there is only one left. Introducing the woman that drew number 1, said announcer number 3. Who's number 1? Asked announcer number 1. Music is playing. Harpy appears walking down the ramp. Introducing first Harpy. Harpy slides into the ring. Introducing the person that drew number 2. Music is playing. Drama appears running down the ramp, then sliding into the ring. Introducing next Drama. And the person that drew number 3. Music is playing. Coral appears running down the ramp, then sliding into the ring. Introducing number 3, Coral, said announcer number 3. Beldings. Here we go. The second annual Hatred Rumble has begun, said announcer number 2. And this time, 3 competitors will start it off. How great is this? Asked announcer number 1. Hey, you two, listen to me. This is my shot. Neither of you deserve to be in this ring with me. Now, this is your only chance. Eliminate yourself or pay the price, said Harpy. Both Coral and Drama look at each other, then attacking Harpy. Harpy is groaning. Both Coral and Drama head straight for Harpy, said announcer number 2. Both Coral and Drama whip Harpy into the corner. Harpy groans. Drama whips Coral. Coral does a corner clothesline onto Harpy. Harpy groans, then walks out of the corner. Drama dropkicks Harpy. Harpy falls onto the mat, then rolls underneath the bottom rope. Harpy is still in this match if she falls off the ledge, said announcer number 1. Harpy stands up onto the ledge of the ring. Both Coral and Drama punch Harpy. Harpy is swaying on the ledge of the ring. Both Coral and Drama set Harpy up, then suplex her inside of the ring. Harpy groans, then holds her back. Oh man, what a double suplex, said announcer number 2. Let's eliminate her, said Coral. Drama nods her head, then bends down to grab Harpy. Coral grabs Drama from behind, then throws her over the top rope. Drama is holding onto the top rope. Coral just tried to eliminate Drama. Coral turns around, sees Drama hanging onto the top rope, then approaches her. Drama lifts herself up, wraps her legs around Coral's head, then pulls her over the top rope. Coral lands onto the floor. Coral's eliminated, said announcer number 1. Music is playing. Essence appears, running down the ramp, then slides into the ring. Number 4 is Essence, said announcer number 2. Harpy stands up. Essence clotheslines Harpy. Harpy groans. Essence stands up, then punches Drama. Drama is swaying. Drama better hold on. One slip and she's eliminated. said announcer number 2. Essence goes to punch. Drama. Drama slides underneath the bottom rope, between Essence's legs, then quickly stands up. Essence turns around. Drama kicks Essence's stomach. Essence groans. Drama bounces Essence off of the ropes. Essence reverses it, then bends over. Drama kicks Essence's chest. Essence groans, then stands up. Drama bounces off of the ropes, then runs at Essence. Essence sidesteps Drama, then throws her over the top rope. Drama lands onto the ledge of the ring. Essence goes to punch Drama. Drama. Shoulder blocks Essence's stomach. Essence groans. Drama grabs Essence, then sets her up for a suplex. Drama's gonna try to suplex Essence, said announce number 1. Drama tries lifting Essence. Essence is shaking her legs, then lands inside of the ring. Drama tries lifting Essence again. Essence is shaking her legs, lands inside of the ring again, then punches Drama's right side. Drama groans. Essence breaks the hold, then starts punching Drama. Drama is swaying on the ledge of the ring. Essence goes to punch Drama again. Drama ducks. Essence spins around. Harpy quickly runs at Essence, then clotheslines her over the top rope. Essence lands onto the floor. Essence is gone, said announcer number 2. Music is playing. Sapphire appears running down the ramp, then sliding into the ring. Number 5 is Sapphire, said announcer number 1. Sapphire is punching Harpy. Harpy is groaning. Sapphire bounces Harpy off of the ropes, then does a clothesline onto her. Harpy groans. Drama goes through the middle rope. Sapphire continuously punches Drama. Drama continuously groaning. Sapphire whips Drama into the corner, runs, does a corner clothesline, wraps her head, runs, then does a bulldog onto her. Drama groans. Sapphire is looking great tonight, said announcer number 2. Come on, said Sapphire. The crowd is cheering. Sapphire walks towards the corner, then waves at Drama. I think Sapphire is looking for her one-legged dropkick, said announcer number 1. Drama slowly stands up. Sapphire runs at Drama. Harpy hits Sapphire from her left side. Sapphire groans. Well, Sapphire was doing well until that, said announcer number 2. Harpy continuously kicking Sapphire. Sapphire continuously groaning. Drama approaches Harpy, then turns her around. Harpy kicks Drama's stomach. Drama groans. Harpy continuously punches Drama. Drama continuously groaning, then walking backwards towards the corner. Harpy continuously kicking Drama. Drama continuously groaning. Harpy now has the momentum, said announcer number 1. Harpy stops, then holds out her arms. Who's the best? Come on, tell me. Who's the best? Asked Harpy. The crowd is booing. Harpy smiles, then turns around. Sapphire does a one-legged dropkick. Harpy. Sapphire's one-legged dropkick connects, said announcer number 2. Harpy groans, then rolls outside of the ring. But Harpy just rolled underneath the ropes again. She's still in this match, said announcer number 1. Sapphire approaches Drama, then goes to grab her. Drama grabs Sapphire's tights, then pulls her into the middle turnbuckle. Sapphire groans. Oh man. Sapphire just went head first into the second turnbuckle, said announcer number 2. Drama stands up, looks at Sapphire, then runs at her. Sapphire moves. Drama jumps onto the second rope. Sapphire turns around. Drama does a crossbody onto Sapphire. Sapphire groans. Nice crossbody by Drama, said announcer number 1. Now eliminate her, Drama, said announcer number 2. Drama grabs Sapphire, then slowly picks her up. Sapphire is groaning. Drama sets Sapphire up for a suplex. Here comes Drama's spinning suplex, said announcer number 1. Drama lifts Sapphire. Sapphire lands onto her feet behind Drama, then walks towards the corner. Drama turns around, runs at Sapphire. Sapphire moves. Drama goes face first into the corner, then groans. Sapphire runs, then bounces off ropes. Drama turns around. Sapphire does a one-legged dropkick onto Drama. The one-legged dropkick connects again, said announcer number 2. Harpy quickly slides into the ring, grabs Sapphire from behind, then throws her through the middle rope. Sapphire lands onto the floor hard, then groans. Harpy picks Drama up, runs, then throws her over the top rope. Drama lands onto the floor. Drama has been eliminated, said announcer number 1. Oh man, Harpy took advantage of the situation, said announcer number 2. That's the thing about this match. It has no disqualification, said announcer number 1. Music is playing. Saffron appears running down the ramp, then sliding into the ring. Both Harpy and Saffron start punching each other. A fist fight has broken out, said announcer number 2. Harpy rakes Saffron's eyes. Saffron groans, then walks away. Harpy hits Saffron's back. Saffron groans. Harpy now has control of this match, said announcer number 1. Harpy bounces Saffron off of the ropes, then clotheslines her. Saffron groans. What a clothesline, said announcer number 2. Sapphire slowly stands up, then pulls herself onto the ledge of the ring. Harpy knees Sapphire's head. Sapphire falls onto the floor, then groans. Harpy ain't letting Sapphire get into the ring, said announcer number 1. You stay out there. That's where you belong, said Harpy, training around, then grabbing Saffron's head. Saffron moves Harpy's arms, then does a jumping knee. Harpy groans, then leans against the ropes. What a jumping knee by Saffron, said announcer number 2. Saffron punches Harpy. Harpy is groaning. Saffron bounces Harpy off of the ropes. Harpy reverses it, then bends over. Saffron kicks Harpy's chest. Harpy groans, then stands up. Saffron bounces off of the ropes, then drop kicks Harpy's left leg. Harpy flips onto the mat, then groans. What a drop kick to Harpy's leg, said announcer number 1. Come on, you guys. Come on, said Saffron, waving. The crowd is cheering. Saffron waves at Harpy. I think Saffron's looking for her bicycle knee, said announcer number 2. Harpy slowly kneels on the mat. Saffron goes for a bicycle knee onto Harpy. Harpy moves. Saffron staggers, then turns around. Harpy is standing next to the ropes. Saffron runs at Harpy. Harpy lifts Saffron over the top rope. Saffron lands onto the floor, then groans. Saffron has been eliminated, said announcer number 1. Harpy is laughing. Music is playing. Harpy's face goes to shock. Venus appears running down the ramp, then sliding into the ring. Venus is number 7, and I just received word she's the last one, said announcer number 2. Both Harpy and Venus are starting at each other. Venus is smiling. You're not gonna win. This is my moment. Do you hear me? It's my moment, said Harpy. Venus slaps Harpy. Harpy groans, then turns towards Venus. Venus continues smiling. Harpy goes to punch Venus. Venus blocks, then punches Harpy. Harpy groans, then goes to punch Venus again. Venus blocks again, then continuously punches Harpy. Harpy continuously staggers backwards. Venus bounces Harpy off of the ropes, then dropkicks her. Harpy groans, then rolls outside of the ring. Looks like Harpy doesn't want any part of Venus, said announce number 1. Forget this, said Harpy. Sapphire grabs Harpy from behind, then throws her inside the ring. Harpy looks at Sapphire standing outside of the ring. Harpy forgot about Sapphire. I thought you were eliminated, asked Harpy. Sapphire shakes her head. Harpy better look out, said announcer number 2. Harpy turns around. Venus does a reverse roundhouse kick onto Harpy. Harpy falls onto the mat, then groans. Sapphire quickly slides into the ring, then waves at Harpy. Sapphire's looking for her. One-legged dropkick again, said announcer number 1. Harpy slowly stands up, then turns around. Sapphire runs at Harpy, then does a one-legged dropkick onto her. Harpy groans. Harpy is definitely out, said announcer number 2. Sapphire picks Harpy up, runs, then throws her over the top rope. Harpy lands onto the floor. Harpy has been eliminated, said announcer number 1. Sapphire turns around, then sees Venus. Oh, here we go. This is a showdown. Sapphire and Venus, two friends that came up together, said announcer number 2. Venus is smiling. Both Sapphire and Venus continuously punching each other. Here's a fist fight for you, said announcer number 1. Sapphire knees Venus's stomach. Venus groans. Sapphire runs, then bounces off of the ropes. Venus does a heel kick onto Sapphire. Sapphire groans. What a heel kick by Venus, said announce number 2. Sapphire slowly stands up next to the ropes. Venus grabs Sapphire's left leg, then lifts her over the top rope. Sapphire is holding onto the ropes. Sapphire is holding on, said announcer number 1. Sapphire pulls herself onto the ledge of the ring, then rolls back. Inside it, Venus is kicking Sapphire. Sapphire is groaning. Venus picks Sapphire up, then whips her into the opposite corner. Sapphire groans. Venus runs at Sapphire. Sapphire lifts Venus over the top rope. Venus lands onto the ledge of the ring. Oh, that was a close one, said announcer number 2. Sapphire punching Venus. Venus is swaying on the ledge of the ring. Sapphire goes to punch Venus. Again, Venus blocks, then kicks the left side of Sapphire's head. Sapphire groans, then kneels onto the mat. What a kick to the side of Sapphire's head, said announce number 1. Venus climbs up the turn buckle. Venus better be careful, said announce number 2. Venus gets to the top turn buckle. Sapphire stands up, then turns around. Venus jumps off the top turn buckle, then goes for a crossbody onto Sapphire. Sapphire moves. Venus lands face first onto the mat, then groans. Oh, Venus missed the crossbody, said announcer number 1. Sapphire is standing in the corner, then looks at Venus. Venus runs at Venus. Venus quickly does a reverse roundhouse kick onto Sapphire. Sapphire groans, then falls onto the mat. Oh, what a reverse roundhouse kick by Venus, said announce number 2. I think Sapphire's out of it, said announcer number 1. Venus stands up, picks Sapphire up, runs, then throws her over the top rope. Sapphire lands onto the floor. Bell dings. Here's your winner, Venus, said announcer number 3. Venus has won the Women's Rumble, said announcer number 2. Congratulations to Venus. She got the lucky number. But let's not count out Sapphire. She held on for a while. A lot longer than people would have thought, said announcer number 1. I agree with you on that. Congratulations again to Venus, said announcer number 2. Well, folks, up next is the men's rumble. And I can't wait to see what happens in this one, said announcer number 1. Beldings. This match is scheduled for one fall. Is the men's rumble match, where 3 competitors will start. Once one competitor is eliminated, the next one will come out, until there is only one left in the ring. Introducing the person who drew number 1. Music is playing. The gambler appears walking down the ramp. Introducing first, the gambler. The gambler walks up the steel stairs, then goes through the middle rope. Introducing the person that drew number 2. Music is playing. The guns appears walking down the ramp. Introducing next, the guns. The guns climbs onto the ledge of the ring, goes through the middle rope, then looks at the gambler. And introducing the person that drew number 3. Music is playing. The hallowed appears running down the ramp, sliding into the ring, standing up, then looking at both the gambler and the guns. Introducing next, the hallowed, said announcer number 3. Beldings. Wow! What 3 competitors to start off this match, said announcer number 2. Both the gambler and the guns are staring at the hallowed. Me and you against him. The gambler nods his head, then runs at the hallowed. The hallowed clotheslines the gambler. The gambler groans, then rolls outside of the ring. The hallowed looks at the guns. You want me? You want me? Yeah. The guns rolls outside of the ring. Yeah, right, said the guns. What a coward, said announcer number 1. The hallowed rolls underneath the ropes on the side of the ring, then approaches the guns. He better become brave quickly, because here comes hallowed, said announcer number 2. The hallowed turns the guns around, then punches him. The guns groans, then runs around the ring. The hallowed chases the guns. The gambler clotheslines the hallowed hard onto the floor. Oh, right into a trap, said announcer number 1. Yeah, that's what you get. Nice job, said the guns. The gambler kicks the guns' stomach. The guns groans. The gambler throws the guns inside of the ring. The guns rolls, then stops. The gambler starts to slide into the ring. The guns quickly stands up, then does a curb stomp onto the gambler. The gambler groans. A curb stomp that quickly, said announcer number 2. The guns is leaning against the ropes. We could have worked together, said the guns is picking the gambler up. But you couldn't, could you? Asked the guns, turning around. The hallowed slides into the ring, stands up, lifts the guns onto his shoulders, then does a Samoan drop onto him. The guns groans. What a Samoan drop, said announcer number 1. The hallowed goes through the middle rope, then climbs up the turnbuckle. Careful, hallowed, said announcer number 2. The hallowed gets to the top turnbuckle, looks down at the guns, jumps off of it, then does a body splash onto him. The guns groans. What a body splash, said announcer number 1. The hallowed picks the guns up, runs towards the ropes, then throws him over the top of them. The guns is holding onto the top rope. Guns is still hanging on, said announcer number 2. The hallowed tries pulling Guns' fingers off the top rope. The guns quickly kicks the hallowed's head. The hallowed groans, then turns around. The gambler lifts the hallowed onto his shoulder. The hallowed is squirming, then lands onto his feet behind the gambler. The gambler turns around. The hallowed runs at the gambler. The gambler moves. The guns stands up onto the ledge of the ring. The hallowed hits the guns. The guns falls off the ledge of the ring, then lands onto the floor. Guns has been eliminated, said announcer number 1. Music is playing. Deluge appears running down the ramp, then sliding into the ring. Deluge in number 4, said announcer number 2. Deluge continuously punches both the gambler and the hallowed. The hallowed blocks, then punches Deluge. Deluge groans, then turns around. The gambler punches Deluge. Deluge groans, then turns around. The hallowed punches Deluge. Both the gambler and the hallowed are continuously punching Deluge. It's almost like gambler and hallowed are using Deluge as a pinball, said announce number 1. Deluge turns around. The hallowed does a throat thrust onto Deluge. Deluge falls onto the mat. The gambler kicks the hallowed's stomach. The hallowed groans. The gambler bounces the hallowed off of the ropes, then does a back elbow onto him. The hallowed groans. What a back elbow, said announcer number 2. The gambler picks the hallowed up, lifts him onto his right shoulder, then approaches the ropes. The hallowed is holding onto the top rope. The gambler is trying to push the hallowed over the top rope. The hallowed lands onto his feet behind the gambler, runs, then bounces off of the ropes on the opposite side of the ring. The gambler lifts the hallowed, then does a sit-out spinebuster onto him. The hallowed groans. What a sit-out spinebuster by gambler, said announce number 1. Now to eliminate hallowed, said announcer number 2. The gambler stands up next to the ropes. Deluge runs at the gambler. The gambler lifts Deluge over the top rope. Deluge lands onto the ledge of the ring. Deluge is still in this, said announcer number 1. Not for long, said announcer number 2. The gambler goes to clothesline Deluge. Deluge ducks, runs on the ledge of the ring, jumps onto the middle turnbuckle, then goes for a crossbody. The gambler catches Deluge into his arms, then lifts him onto his right shoulder. Deluge is in trouble, said announcer number 1. The gambler runs towards the ropes. Deluge lands onto his feet behind the gambler, grabs both of his legs, then lifts him over the top rope. The gambler lands onto the floor. Gambler is gone, said announcer number 2. Who's number 5? Asked announcer number 1. Music is playing. Predator runs down the ramp, slides into the ring, then clotheslines both Deluge and the hallowed. Deluge stands up. Predator dropkicks Deluge. Deluge goes through the middle rope. The hallowed hits Predator's back. Predator groans. The hallowed bounces Predator off of the ropes. Predator reverses it, then does a corkscrew elbow onto the hallowed. The hallowed groans. And quat, yeah, and quat, yelled Predator. Predator is in control, said announcer number 2. The hallowed stands up in the corner. Predator kicks the hallowed, then whips him into the opposite corner. The hallowed groans. Predator runs at the hallowed, then jumps at him. The hallowed moves. Predator goes into the corner, then groans. The hallowed bounces off of the ropes. Predator dropkicks the hallowed. The hallowed groans. What a dropkick, said announcer number 1. Predator stands up, then holds out his arms. Deluge slides into the ring, then turns Predator around. Predator kicks Deluge's stomach. Deluge groans. Predator runs, bounces off of the ropes on the side of the ring, then does a knee lift onto Deluge. Deluge falls onto the mat. Predator is waving at Deluge. I know what Predator's thinking, said announcer number 2. The hallowed hits Predator's back. Predator goes into Deluge. Deluge goes through the middle ropes, then lands onto the floor. Deluge is still in this match, said announcer number 1. The hallowed chops Predator's chest. Predator groans. The hallowed bounces Predator off of the ropes, then bends over. Predator kicks the hallowed's chest. The hallowed groans, then stands up. Predator bounces off of the ropes again. The Hallowed lifts Predator onto his shoulders, then does a Samoan drop onto him. Predator groans. "What a Samoan drop," said announcer number 2. The Hallowed stands up, goes through the middle rope, then climbs up the turnbuckle. Deluge climbs onto the ledge of the ring, then grabs the Hallowed's right leg. The Hallowed pushes Deluge with his right leg. Deluge falls onto the floor. The Hallowed looks down at Predator. "Do it now, Hallowed," said announcer number 1. The Hallowed jumps off of the top turnbuckle, then goes for body splash onto Predator. Predator moves. The Hallowed lands face first onto the mat, then groans. "Oh man, that had to hurt," said announcer number 2. Predator stands up, sees Deluge climbing up onto the ledge of the ring, grabs the Hallowed, then throws him into Deluge falls into the barricade. Predator won't allow Deluge back into the ring, said announcer number 1. "That's smart actually," said announcer number 2. The Hallowed continues groaning, then stands up. Predator grabs the Hallowed's shoulders, jumps up, then does a backstabber onto him. The Hallowed groans. "The backstabber connects," said announcer number 1. Predator stands up, picks the Hallowed up, runs towards the ropes, then throws him over the top of them. The Hallowed lands onto the floor. "Hallowed is gone," said announcer number 2. "Who's number 6?" asked announcer number 1. Music is playing. Puppeteer appears running down the ramp, then sliding into the ring. Predator is staring at Puppeteer, then starts laughing. "Really? You're next," said Predator. Puppeteer runs at Predator, then does a one-legged dropkick onto him. Predator groans, then rolls outside of the ring. "Huh? Who's laughing now?" asked Puppeteer. "Puppeteer just kicked Predator's head off," said announcer number 2. Predator is staring up at Puppeteer. Come on, you want some more? Come on, pal, I'll kick your head off again," said Puppeteer. Predator slowly stands up, looks up at Puppeteer, then grabs the middle rope. "Will Predator be brave enough, or will he back down?" asked announcer number 1. Predator lets go of the middle rope, smiles, then holds up his hands. "You win," said Predator. "Come on," said Puppeteer. Deluge slides inside the ring, stands up, grabs Puppeteer from behind, then throws him over the top rope. Puppeteer lands onto the floor. "Puppeteer is gone," said announcer number 2. "Who's number 7?" asked announcer number 1. Music is playing. Suave appears running down the ramp, then sliding into the ring. Both Deluge and Suave start punching each other. "Suave is number 7, said announcer number 2. Suave bounces Deluge off of the ropes, then dropkicks him. Deluge groans, crawls towards the corner, then stands up. Suave runs at Deluge, jumps up, then does a corner body splash onto him. Deluge groans. Suave lifts Deluge, then does a sit-out scoop slam onto Deluge. Deluge groans. "Suave is in control," said announcer number 1. Suave goes through the middle rope, then points at the crowd. The crowd is cheering. "I think Suave's thinking about his springboard body splash," said announcer number 2. Suave jumps up. Predator pushes Suave. Suave lands onto his feet, rolls onto the mat, then looks at Predator. Predator is laughing. Suave stands up. Deluge goes to punch Suave. Suave ducks, runs, then does a suicide dive onto Predator. Predator goes into the announce table. "That's what you get," said Suave, turning around. Deluge does a baseball slide onto Suave. Suave goes shoulder first into the announce table, then groans. Suave just went into the announce table. Shoulder first, said announcer number 1. Deluge grabs Suave, then throws him into the ring. Suave stops. Rolling. Deluge slides into the ring, picks Suave up, then lifts him onto his left shoulder. Suave is squirming, then lands onto his feet behind Deluge. Deluge turns around, then goes to punch Suave. Suave ducks, sets Deluge up, lifts him, then does a back suplex onto him. Deluge groans. Suave is kneeling on the mat, holds his right shoulder, then slowly stands up. Predator quickly slides into the ring, grabs Suave from behind, runs towards the ropes, then throws him over the top of them. Suave lands onto the floor. Suave is gone, said number 2. Who's number 8? Asked announcer number 1. Music is playing. Slayer appears running down the ramp, then sliding into the ring. Both Predator and Slayer are staring at each other. You think you're gonna win this match? Do you really think that? Asked Predator. Why? Do you think you're better than me? Do you think that? Asked Slayer. It looks like they're about to brawl, said announcer number 2. Deluge stands up. Slayer pushes Predator, then superkicks Deluge. Deluge is laying motionless on the mat. Predator looks at Slayer. Slayer picks Deluge up, then throws him over the top rope. Deluge lands onto the floor. Deluge has been eliminated, said announcer number 1. Here comes number 9, said announcer number 2. Music playing. The Hurricane appears walking onto the stage, points at the crowd, then runs down the ramp. The Hurricane in number 9. And we're now halfway there, said announcer number 1. The Hurricane slides into the ring. Both Predator and Slayer are kicking the Hurricane. The Hurricane is groaning. Well, this doesn't look good for Hurricane, said announcer number 2. Both Predator and Slayer whip the Hurricane hard into the corner. The Hurricane falls onto the mat, then groans. Hurricane won't last much longer, said announcer number 1. Slayer bends down, then slowly picks the Hurricane up. The Hurricane wraps his arms around Slayer's head, then does a jawbreaker onto Slayer. Slayer groans. Predator punches the Hurricane. The Hurricane groans, then punches Predator. Predator groans, then goes to punch the Hurricane again. The Hurricane blocks, then continuously punches Predator. Predator continuously staggering backwards, then knees the Hurricane's stomach. The Hurricane groans. Predator, holding his jaw, grabs the Hurricane, then picks him up. I think Predator's going for his backstabber, said announcer number 2. Slayer is holding his jaw, looks at the Hurricane, then goes to superkick him. The Hurricane moves. Slayer superkicks Predator. Predator goes over the top rope, then lands onto the floor. Predator has been eliminated, said announcer number 1. Number 10, come on down, said announcer number 2. Music is playing. Both Slayer and the Hurricane look up at the stage. Ursus appears walking down the ramp. Both of these two are gonna need a lot of muscle to eliminate Ursus, said announcer number 1. Ursus walks up the steel stairs, then goes through the middle rope. Both Slayer and the Hurricane are staring at each other. Me and you eliminate him, said Slayer. The Hurricane nods his head, kicks Slayer's stomach, then throws him into Ursus. Ursus sets Slayer up, then does a double arm DDT onto him. Slayer groans. Slayer just got a double arm DDT, said announcer number 1. Ursus stands up. The Hurricane continuously punches Ursus. Ursus continuously groaning. I don't think those punches are working, Hurricane, said announcer number 2. The Hurricane runs, bounces off of the ropes, then goes for a crossbody onto Ursus. Ursus catches The hurricane in his arms. The hurricane is shaking his head. Ursus does a fall-away slam onto the hurricane. The hurricane groans. Ursus slowly stands up. Slayer quickly stands up, then does a super kick onto Ursus. Ursus goes through the middle rope, then lands onto the floor. Ursus is still in this match, said announcer number 1. Slayer is leaning against the ropes. The hurricane pulls himself up with the ropes, then turns around. Slayer superkicks the hurricane. The hurricane goes over the top rope, then lands onto the floor. Hurricane is gone, said announcer number 2. Who's number 11? Asked announcer number 1. Music is playing. Pain appears running down the ramp, sliding into the ring. Standing up, then clotheslines Slayer hard. Slayer groans. Slayer just got his head taken off, said announcer number 2. That clothesline was devastating, said announcer number 1. Pain picks Slayer up, lifts, then slams him onto the mat. Slayer groans. Pain runs, bounces off of the ropes, then does an elbow drop onto Slayer. Slayer groans again. Pain is in control, said announcer number 2. Pain stands up, then waves at Slayer. Slayer slowly stands up, then turns around. Pain kicks Slayer's stomach, then sets up for a double arm DDT. Ursus slides into the ring, stands up, then clotheslines Pain. Pain groans. Ursus just stopped Pain from doing his finisher, said announcer number 1. Pain leans against the ropes, then punches Ursus. Ursus groans. Pain continuously punches Ursus. Ursus is staggering backwards. Pain runs, then bounces off of the ropes. Ursus does a spinning side slam onto Pain. Pain groans. What a spinning side slam by Ursus, said announcer number 2. Ursus picks Pain up, then sets him up for a double arm DDT. Slayer stands up, then hits Ursus's back. Ursus groans. Slayer continuously hits Ursus's back. Ursus continuously groaning, then pushes Slayer. Slayer rolls onto the mat backwards, stands up, then goes to superkick Ursus. Ursus catches Slayer's right leg. Slayer is shaking his head. Ursus spins Slayer around, kicks his stomach, sets him, then does a double arm DDT onto him. Slayer groans. Ursus is dominating, said announcer number 1. Ursus stands up, sees Pain in the corner, then runs at him. Pain boots Ursus. Ursus groans. Pain jumps onto the second rope, leaps off of it, then goes for a crossbody onto Ursus. Ursus catches Pain in his arms. Look at the strength of Ursus, said announcer number 2. Ursus lifts Pain over his head. Pain is shaking his head. No, 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 said Pain. Ursus walks towards the ropes, then throws Pain onto the floor. Pain groans. Pain has been eliminated. Who's number 12? Asked announcer number 1. Music is playing. Oh, here we go, said announcer number 2. Onyx appears walking down the ramp. This man is 7 foot tall, very strong and athletic, said announcer number 1. Onyx walks up the steel stairs, then goes over the top rope. Both Onyx and Ursus are staring at each other. Slayer superkicks Onyx. Onyx groans. Slayer continuously punches Ursus. Ursus continuously groaning, then staggering backwards. Slayer is taking it right too. Both Onyx and Ursus, said announcer number 2. Slayer continues punching Ursus, then turns around. Onyx spears Slayer. Slayer groans. Onyx just speared Slayer in half, said announcer number 1. Onyx stands up, picks Slayer up, then throws him over the top rope. Slayer lands onto the floor. Here comes number 13, said announcer number 2. Music is playing. Oh my God, said announcer number 1. The cataclysm appears. Now we have a massive fight coming, said announcer number 2. The cataclysm is standing next to the ring. Stares at both Onyx and Ursus, then slides into it. All three are staring at each other. The cataclysm kicks Onyx's stomach, then continuously punches Ursus. Ursus continuously groaning. Onyx hits the cataclysm's back. The cataclysm groans. Onyx wraps his arms around the cataclysm, then throws him across the ring. The cataclysm lands onto the mat, then groans. Oh my God, I've never seen someone throw cataclysm across the ring, said announcer number 1. Ursus hits Onyx's back. Onyx groans. Ursus punches Onyx, then bounces him off of the ropes. Onyx bounces off of the ropes on the opposite side of the ring, then spears Ursus. Ursus groans. What a spear by Onyx, said announcer number 2. Ursus slowly stands up. Onyx lifts Ursus, then slams him onto the mat. Onyx just lifted Ursus, said announcer number 1. Onyx turns around. The cataclysm jumps off the second rope, then does a clothesline onto Onyx. Onyx groans. Onyx got knocked off his feet, said announcer number 2. Onyx slowly stands up. The cataclysm bounces off of the ropes, then does a jumping shoulder block onto Onyx. Onyx goes through the middle rope, then lands onto the floor. Remember, Onyx is still in this, said announcer number 1. Ursus hits the cataclysm's back. The cataclysm groans. Ursus bounces the cataclysm off of the ropes. The cataclysm twists Ursus's right arm, lifts him onto his right shoulder, then quickly does a power slam onto him. Oh my God, cataclysm just lifted Ursus off his feet, said announcer number 2. Yeah, but how much of that was taken out of cataclysm? Asked announcer number 1. Ursus slowly pulls himself up with the ropes. The cataclysm quickly stands up, grabs Ursus's right leg, then lifts him over the top rope. Ursus lands onto the floor. Ursus is gone, said announcer number 2. Who's number 14? Asked announcer number 1. Music is playing. Price appears running down the ramp, sliding into the ring, then starts punching the cataclysm. The cataclysm is groaning. Price is taking advantage of a tired cataclysm, said announcer number 2. The cataclysm pushes Price. Price falls onto the mat, quickly stands up, then continues punching the cataclysm. The cataclysm falls onto the mat. Price continuously kicking the cataclysm. The cataclysm continuously groaning. Price walks backwards, then looks at the cataclysm. Cataclysm doesn't want to be there, said announcer number 1. Price bounces off of the ropes, then boots the cataclysm. The cataclysm groans. Price walks backwards, then waves at the cataclysm. Get up, said Price. The cataclysm is slowly moving. Price goes to run. Onyx spears Price. Price groans. Onyx just speared Price in half, said announcer number 2. Onyx stands up, then looks at the cataclysm. The cataclysm pulls himself up in the corner. Onyx runs at the cataclysm, then does a corner body splash onto him. The cataclysm groans, then falls onto the mat. Cataclysm is definitely dazed, said announcer number 1. Onyx is watching the cataclysm. The cataclysm pulls himself up with the ropes. Onyx bounces off of the ropes on the opposite side of the ring, then runs at the cataclysm. The cataclysm pulls down the top rope. Onyx goes over the top rope, then lands onto the floor. Onyx is gone, said announcer number 2. Cataclysm eliminated 2 of the big threats in this match. Now who's number 15? Asked announcer number 1. Music is playing. Mayhem is running down the ramp, then sliding into the ring. Mayhem, said announcer number 2. Mayhem punches the Cataclysm. The Cataclysm is groaning. Mayhem bounces the Cataclysm off of the ropes, then dropkicks him. The Cataclysm groans. Price turns Mayhem around. Mayhem kicks Price's stomach, does a quick DDT, then does a kip-up. Mayhem is totally in control, said announcer number 1. The Cataclysm stands up. Mayhem kicks the Cataclysm's stomach. The Cataclysm groans. Mayhem bounces the Cataclysm off of the ropes. The Cataclysm twists Mayhem's right arm, then lifts him onto his right shoulder. Mayhem is squirming, then lands onto his feet. Behind the Cataclysm. The Cataclysm turns around. Mayhem jumps up, then does a Hurricane Rana onto the Cataclysm. The Cataclysm groans, then stands up next to ropes. Mayhem dropkicks the Cataclysm. The Cataclysm goes over the top rope, then lands onto the ledge of the ring. Cataclysm's hanging on, said announcer number 2. Mayhem runs, then bounces off of the ropes on the opposite side of the ring. Price quickly stands up, then does a jumping leg lariat onto Mayhem. Mayhem groans. The Cataclysm stands up onto the ledge of the ring. Price runs at the Cataclysm, then hits him with a forearm. The Cataclysm falls onto the ledge of the ring. Price continuously kicking the Cataclysm. The Cataclysm continuously groaning. Mayhem slowly stands up. Price turns around, then runs at Mayhem. Mayhem does an inverted atomic drop onto Price. Price groans. Mayhem lifts Price, then slams him onto the mat. Price groans. Mayhem is in control, said announcer number 1. Mayhem bounces off of ropes on the side of the ring, goes for a cartwheel, then goes for a moonsault onto Price. Price moves. Mayhem lands face first onto the mat, then groans. "Oh, that had to hurt," said announcer number 2. Mayhem stands up next to ropes. Price quickly stands up, runs at Mayhem, then clotheslines him over the top rope. Mayhem lands onto the floor. Mayhem has been eliminated. "Who's number 16?" asked announcer number 1. Music is playing. Genie appears running down the ramp, sliding into the ring, then standing up. Price looks at Genie, then runs at him. Genie lifts Price over the top rope. Price lands onto the floor, then rolls onto it. Price got eliminated that quickly by Genie, said announcer number 2. Price looks up at Genie, then starts yelling. "Number 17 is coming," said announcer number 1. Music is playing. Paragon appears, running down the ramp, sliding into the ring, then starts punching Genie. Both Genie and Paragon continuously punching each other. The Cataclysm gets into the ring, then clotheslines both Genie and Paragon. "Oh, we forgot about Cataclysm," said announcer number 2. The Cataclysm is leaning against the ropes, then turns around. Genie stands up, then turns around. The Cataclysm lifts Genie onto his right shoulder, then quickly does a power slam onto him. Genie groans. Paragon stands up. The Cataclysm lifts Paragon onto his right shoulder, then quickly does a power slam onto him. Paragon groans. The Cataclysm stands up, yells, then leans against the ropes. "I pick Cataclysm to win," said announcer number 1. The lights start flickering, turn off, then back on. 3 masked men appear, then start attacking the Cataclysm. The Cataclysm is groaning. Masked number 3 grabs the Cataclysm's head, then does a snapmare driver onto him. The Cataclysm goes limp. "Get him out," said masked number 3. Masked number 1 and masked number 2 pick the Cataclysm up, then throw him over the top rope. The Cataclysm lands onto the floor. Cataclysm's gone, said announcer number 2. The lights turn off, then back on. The masked men are gone. Music is playing. The badger appears running down the ramp, then sliding into the ring. All badger needs to do is throw them over the top rope. They are dazed, said announcer number 1. Genie is slowly moving. The badger runs, bounces off of the ropes, jumps up, then does a curb stomp onto Genie. Genie goes limp. Genie's out like a light, said announcer number 2. The badger picks Genie up, runs towards the ropes, then throws him over the top of them. Genie lands onto the floor. The badger looks at Paragon, then starts moving. Don't get up, Paragon, said announcer number 1. Paragon continues moving. The badger runs, bounces off of the ropes, jumps up, then goes for a curb stomp onto Paragon. Paragon moves, then leans against the ropes. The badger looks at Paragon, then runs at him. Paragon lifts the badger over the top rope, then hangs him up onto it. The badger lands onto the floor. Bell dings. Here's your winner, Paragon, said announcer number 3. Paragon has won the second annual Hatred Rumble. I can't believe it, said announcer number 2. I don't think anyone can. Congratulations to Paragon. He now gets to choose which champion he wants to fight at the second annual Blood Slam. I really thought Badger had this match won. I guess not, said announcer number 2. So did I. But somehow Paragon found a way to win. Congratulations again to Paragon. Well folks, we want to thank you for watching. Be safe out there and good night, said announcer number 1. Bye bye, said announcer number 2, waving. Paragon is kneeling on the mat in the middle of the ring. The end.